Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody to our June Chamber Luncheon. We've got a lot of energy in the crowd today. We've got a great program for everyone. Our annual State of the County and City Address. Very excited to have our Judge Executive and our City of Somerset Mayor with us today for that. First and foremost, for our opening prayer to bless today's meal, I'd like to ask Pastor Curtis Sellers from Science Hill Nazarene Church to please come forward and provide us with our invocation.
Would you bow your heads with me? Our Father, we thank you not only for life, but for all of life's extras. You have not only created the world and peopled it, but you've given to us loved ones and friends. And you've not only given us houses, but you've given us homes. As we contemplate our responsibilities as chamber members in this community and in the world, we're tempted to shrink from them, but we don't ask for lesser tasks, but for a faith equal to our task. Enlarge our hearts to receive the fullness of your love, a love that's patient and thoughtful, a love that's not judgmental, but forgiving, a love that bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, a love that never fails. Stretch the imagination of our minds that we may find ways to be constructive in all of our relationships. May we as chamber members be faithful to be instruments of reconciliation wherever there's estrangement. For any chamber member that's here today and is low on hope, rekindle the flame of expectancy. For all those in leadership responsibilities, grant understanding and wisdom to seek truth and justice for all peoples. Bless this food that we've eaten to strengthen our bodies as we go forth in our common and unique lives. We're certainly grateful for it. Through Jesus Christ, who is our prayer, we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Sellers. We have one Two for Tuesday this month, Habitat for Humanity, and I believe we've got a couple of hard-working ladies over here, it looks like. Holly Whitaker, Lynn Ashbrook, if you all would like to come up here. Is somebody speaking on behalf of Habitat today?
Good afternoon. So when I describe Somerset and Pulaski County, I always tell everybody it's God's country because I love living here. But recently, I learned of some startling statistics. 1 in 5 Pulaski Countyans, 20% of our population are living in poverty. 800 of our Pulaski County homes lack adequate kitchens and plumbing. Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit Christian housing ministry that builds new homes that are durable, healthy, sustainable, and energy efficient for the lowest possible cost. These homes are not free. Habitat provides a hand up, not a handout. And the approved family is given a 30-year 0% mortgage rate, along with being required to participate in 350 hours of sweat equity by helping to build their home, to develop increased appreciation, pride, and ownership. Habitat not only builds homes, we build hope. We've helped make dreams a reality that families thought an impossibility. We recently built a home for a family of 9 living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. Now they live in a 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom home. It generally takes us 2 to 3 years to build a home and 2 to 3 years to raise the money for that home. All the money that we raise in Pulaski County stays in Pulaski County. And for those of you who have helped in whatever fashion or form, I thank you, because we, Habitat, could not do this without you. And to those of you who haven't yet, I challenge you in the form of contributions by check or donations to our fundraisers or sponsorships, both individually or corporately, by donations of land, by selling it or offering it to us for building sites, by furniture or building materials, by donating cars or boats, by estate planning or attending our fundraisers, which are their Lake Cumberland Half Marathons, our golf scrambles, Helping Hearts Dinner, our Home for the Holidays home tour, and our restaurant Habitat Days, or participating in building and corporate sponsorships. And lastly, I would like to close with the words of Habitat's co-founder, Millard Fuller. A house is to a family what soil is to a plant. A plant needs to be rooted. A family's like that. If a family's not rooted, it will not flourish. But once a family is well rooted, all kinds of wonderful things will begin to happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. So, a few announcements. First of all, I'd like to thank and recognize our information tables that are here today. It's great to have them back. I think this is the second month we've had our info tables back after a long hiatus. So, want to recognize all the businesses that have come out today. I would encourage everybody to spend a few minutes with them after the luncheon today and just kind of learn more about their businesses and their organizations. So Flashback Theater, Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, Metco Water Systems, Dr. Dan's Repair Service, Campbellsville University, Bluegrass Senior Living, State Farm Insurance, Ryan Collett, Insurance Agent, Lindsay Wilson College, Eastern Kentucky University, Crown Services, Benchmark Family Services, the Center for Rural Development, Cumberland Falls State Resort Park, and Windstream. If we could give all these organizations and businesses a big round of applause. So the next thing I have here on our presentations or our list here, we have an award presentation by Kcce, President Amy Cloud. So that stands for the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Executives. So Amy's awesome. We're part of Kcce. Every year we have the pleasure of competing against other chambers across the state to test our mettle and see how our chamber stacks up against other chambers across the state. And we've been waiting to have Amy come down here and join us to see how we did in 2020. So I'm very happy to have Amy with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Bobby, and I appreciate y'all giving me a few minutes to steal from the program today. 2020 was a crazy year. We always host a conference and annual awards dinner in September. Because of COVID, we went virtual. We had to see each other through the computer screen, so there was no time for celebrations with our awards. Even though we did mention the award winners, we couldn't make a big hoopla like we usually do. And it's kind of cool this way because you all get to celebrate with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber staff, where if they were at conference and the awards dinner, y'all would just have to hear about it second or third hand. So I am certainly honored to present today not one, but 4 awards from the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Executives. They're known as our Excellence Awards. They're the highest honor in this industry that a chamber can be given in our state, and you all should be very proud of Bobby and his staff. The first one is for membership retention. 94.7% of membership was retained. That's well above the national average of 88. Membership growth, 9.52%. Also excellence in special publications for the Membership Directory magazine, community guide that you all publish. And the final one is for Excellence in Innovation for Shepherd's Watch program. So join me in congratulating Bobby and his staff on those awards. I will make note that they are Kentucky Proud Awards. We decided last year, before COVID, that we would do something truly Kentuckian. They are engraved on Kentucky barrelheads. The technology students at the Kentucky School for the Deaf were assigned with this project as a mentoring working program. They designed these on March the 8th of 2020. And they were sent home on March the 13th for a year. So they've been scrambling the last couple of months to get back into the project and actually get these engraved. So y'all will notice these awards, and they will be on display somewhere when Bobby finds room at the chamber office. So again, congratulations, Bobby.
I don't think those are going to fit at our cabinet at the office. We're going to have to figure that one out. But thank you very much, Amy. It's always an honor to have you in town with us, and we love working with your organization. So thank you very much. Let's see. So I want to recognize somebody that's here today. We just concluded, and we'll do something a little more formal after graduation this week. But we just concluded our 8th annual Young Entrepreneurs Academy. So this is one of the jewels in our crown. It's where we take middle and high school students and we teach them how to start and run their own businesses. So in my opinion, it's exactly what a Chamber of Commerce needs to be doing. We need to be fostering that next generation of entrepreneurial excellence. So we have our winner of our 2021 YAY program, an 18-week program, and I see Farrah Dobbs over there. Farrah's our program manager who's done just a spectacular job, and she's sitting next to our winner, Mr. Ethan Brainerd. So, Ethan, if you could stand up and be recognized. This gentleman right here has won a 4-year college scholarship to Campbellsville University. The only Young Entrepreneurs Academy in the nation that hands out a scholarship on the local level is right here in Somerset, Kentucky. So Ethan looks like he's a linebacker for UK. He's actually a sophomore at Southwestern, and he's a very bright young man. His business is called Bro Shrooms, and they sell mushrooms. He grows mushrooms and sells them to farm-to-table type businesses. So one of his clients is the Bluebird up in Stanford, and he's got a wonderful business, and we're really excited to have you here with us, Ethan. So congratulations on all your success. He had some tough competition this year, and he prevailed the other night. So I want to thank SPIDA, as always, for being one of our major sponsors for that, and all the other businesses that are involved in helping fund the program. But it's great to have you here with us today, Ethan. Also, I think it's our turn to hand out an award. Let's hand out one of our own. So I have the results finally. They're in here for one of our newest cleanup initiatives called Operation Beautification. So I think everybody, if you looked coming out of winter this year, if you looked at our roadways, they were pretty dirty. I think everybody can agree with that. And we wanted to do everything we could to be a part of the solution and not the problem. So we, on top of the Highway 27 clean sweep and on top of the Lake Cumberland cleanups and everything else that's going on that, you know, Pride and SPIDA does to really make sure that our community is beautiful and we're setting the tone for a tourism community. We wanted to put up a new initiative this year. So our president this year, Matt Ford, came up with a new idea. And he said, why don't we try to incentivize our students inside of our schools and some of our organizations here locally, like youth groups at churches and nonprofit organizations. Let's see if we can incentivize them to get more involved. Well, we came up with a program called Operation Beautification, and I think it was a real success for year one. So we had 16 organizations that participated. They worked 54 miles of roadway, and I want to be really honest, I don't know if that sounds impressive or not, but if you've ever walked 1 mile of roadway to pick up trash, that's a lot of roadway. And we put them in the absolute worst areas of Pulaski County. We did not put them out here on clean roads. We put them where they needed to be. We had 284 volunteers, and they picked up 536 bags of trash. So really big effort, and the reason I mentioned the program is not only is it us just trying to play our part, but the quarterback of this whole thing, and you know, somebody who's really a quiet, unsung hero, you'll never hear him ever say one thing about himself, is Mr. Danny Maston over at the Pulaski County Recycling and Solid Waste Center. Danny is a absolute rock star who helped put this together, and if you don't know Danny, I would encourage you to get to know him. He's very quiet. His heart rate never gets above 62. He's the exact opposite of me, but Danny is awesome, and we work really well together, and he did such a good job on this. So we have an award. Chris, I'd like for you to come up too, obviously, as being part of this. We have an award that we'd like to present to Danny. So the award, it says presented to Danny Maston for going above and beyond to ensure the success of Operation Beautification. We could not have achieved success without your contributions, and it's dated today. So if we could, let's give Danny a big round of applause. Again, thanks a lot, Danny. You certainly earned that, and it's a great testament to the collaboration that we have with the other organizations here in town, so thanks again. Okay, last but not least, we have been highlighting each month some of our Business of the Year videos. So as you know, we had a virtual banquet this year. We've been doing we did our Business of the Years. We put together these beautiful videos on each one of our award winners. So I thought we'd go ahead and each month we highlight 2 of those. So we've got 2. Our first one is the 2 to 5 employee category, Open Blade Barber. If that video is ready, I'd love to play that and show it to everybody. Our Business of the Year in the 2 to 5 employee category was a cut above the rest in 2020. If you've been on Highway 27 and seen a Jeep that looks like it's been pulled by 9 tiny reindeer, you've just seen the Open Blade Barber driving through town. Or if you've heard others talking about going to a barber shop located in a storage unit, you've experienced the Open Blade Barber Shop. The Open Blade Barber is Larry Buchanan, who for the past 15 years has been playing the piano at Oak Hill Baptist Church. Although he still does that, Larry also started a very successful business in 2018. The Open Blade Barber started because of hard work and determination of someone who just loves the old-fashioned barbershops he remembers from when he was a child. With taxidermy on the walls, a Jeep out on display in the shop, and games of pool being played by clients, the Open Blade Barber Shop is something to see. The commitment to quality and comfort ensures that every client who walks through the door will return. This is the place that anyone can expect a big city experience with a small town retro vibe. The Open Blade offers full barbering services for men, women, and children. The shop takes pride in offering straight razor shaves, full beard services, and modern cuts, all well seated in a vintage 50s barber chair. Larry Buchanan has given so much back to our community with his work at Oak Hill Baptist Church and now Open Blade Barber. The Open Blade has been an active community participant through being a musician in Somerset's Big Band Orchestra, playing Santa Claus in the Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade, working with local teachers to help their students during the pandemic, an active member of the Lake Cumberland Jeep Peeps, and hosting barbershop sing-alongs. Congratulations to our 2020 Business of the Year in the 2 to 5 employee category, Open Blade Barbershop.
We're here with Larry Buchanan today at Open Blade Barber. And Larry, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, we would like to present you with the 2020 Business of the Year for 2 to 5 employees.
Thank you so much. I'm honored, thrilled to death, love Somerset. Thank you, Somerset. Thank you, Bobby Clue and the Chamber for this award. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate our patrons that come in for haircuts and shaves as well. Just honored. Thank you.
Larry, congratulations. We appreciate all you do for our community.
Thank you, man.
We look forward to many years of success.
Absolutely.
Our second award that we're going to highlight is our Nonprofit Business of the Year award winner, which was Be the Village. So if we could cue that one up as well. Be the Village, our Nonprofit Business of the Year. Since 2018, Be the Village has been serving foster, adoptive, and kinship families in southeastern Kentucky. Through physical, emotional, and spiritual support, Be the Village mobilizes and empowers families to be a refuge for the vulnerable children in their care. Over half of all foster families will quit after the first year. That statistic is a huge driving force behind the mission of Be the Village. They desire to see families on the front lines of child welfare supported so that the children in the homes can thrive. Be the Village aims to be a family to foster families. They have a resource center that hosts small trainings, visitations, and gatherings for those in the child welfare system. It also houses the Village Closet, where they have clothing, beds, car seats, comfort items, and baby gear for children entering foster and relative care. Their volunteers pack and deliver care packs that include all needed clothing and items for the first few days of a new placement. Be the Village also hosts monthly gatherings for foster and adoptive parents and their children, allowing families to connect with others who have similar experiences. The concept behind Be the Village is simple: to see the community step up and be the village for children and families. Whether it is local photographers offering their services to foster families, or local moms offering to pack and deliver a care pack to a child entering foster care, Be the Village connects people to the needs of foster and adoptive families. They believe that children and families thrive when they have a village wrapped around them and supporting them. Be the Village is also grateful for the village of volunteer donors and is excited to see more children and families served by a growing village in the years to come. Congratulations to our 2020 Nonprofit Business of the Year, Be the Village.
Bradley and Stephanie, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, we would like to present you with the 2020 Nonprofit Business of the Year Award.
Thank you, and we'd like to thank the Chamber for thinking of us and believing in us, and we want to thank all of our individual and business partners for partnering with us and being the village to our community.
Once again, congratulations. Thank you for having a servant's heart, not only for here locally, but across the world.
Thank you, guys.
Stay tuned next month for a couple more of those Business of the Year videos that we'll re-highlight to everybody. At this time, I'm going to ask my boss, Chamber President for 2021, Mr. Matt Ford, to please come forward and take us home.
Bobby, he's already told me, he says, keep it moving. We got a lot to go through, so we'll attempt to do that. First off, just welcome to all of our members, our public officials, and our guest here today. If you would, on your table we have, we always want to recognize our corporate sponsors. They're all listed all along the wall as well as at your table. Those are the world-class sponsors, the Chairman Circle sponsors, as well as the Ambassador Circle sponsors. If you want to know how to become one of those, if you're a business out here and you want to become one of those, I'm sure Bobby would love to talk to you about that. The newest world-class sponsor, if you would, please give Hendrickson a big hand for becoming a world-class sponsor. As always, we could not do this without the support of the Center for Rural Development and Karen's Catering. If you would, please give both of those a big hand. At this time, Tiffany Finley is going to come and introduce all of our new members for this month.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are excited to welcome our new chamber members. If you're in attendance, please rise so that we can recognize you. First, I know they're not here. Idle Time Marine, contact Jim Quillen. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. Next, we have Lemon Juice McGee's Comic Cavalcade. Contact Jason Stevens, right over here. Located on Highway 27, Lemon Juice McGee's Comic Cavalcade is the destination in southeastern Kentucky for fans and collectors of all things pop culture. A large and varied selection of new weekly comic books, action figures, collectibles, apparel, skateboard equipment, new vinyl records, game supplies, and so much more. Owners Jason Stevens and Jim Sears employ a friendly, knowledgeable staff that will help you find what you're looking for and make your visit an enjoyable experience. Featuring the largest floor plan of any comic shop in the entire state, the Cavalcade is currently expanding to include a full-service game shop by the end of 2021. For more information, check them out online at lemonjuicecomics.com or Jason at 606-425-4845. Welcome, guys. Okay, next we have MP Kelley Construction. Contact Chris Codwell. Is he here? Right over here. Welcome. Okay, MP Kelley Construction is an established and growing general contractor that primarily focuses its attention on manufacturing, distribution, industrial, and commercial sectors. MP Kelley's services include new construction, expansion projects, and fit-up work on existing facilities. At MP Kelley Construction, their mission is to provide the highest quality construction services to their clients and competitive prices. They implement the mission by maintaining a talented, diverse, ethical, and dedicated professional staff that strive for excellence. For more information or to view past projects, please check them out online at mpkelleyconstruction.com or contact Chris Codwell at 678-787-5599. Welcome. Okay, next we have Dr. Richard Van Damme. Are you in attendance? Right over here. Dr. Richard, oh, sorry, go ahead. We'll have to get the clap right. Okay. Dr. Richard Van Damme is an internal medicine physician and medical director in Somerset, Kentucky. He works closely with the state and health department advising on public health policy, advocating for autism awareness, and funding for mental health services. Dr. Van Damme is a local business owner of Theodore Holding, LLC, and actively involved in the community and local charitable organizations. He believes deeply in quality, value creation, and creating opportunities for others. He holds a master's in business administration from Gazetta School of Business of Emory University. Welcome, Dr. Van Damme. Okay. Not in attendance is Roof Max of Somerset. Contact Patrick Gill. We just got 3 more. Sign Gypsies of Somerset. Contact Lauren Dunham. Right over here. Welcome, Lauren. With over 800 locations nationwide, Sign Gypsies is the largest sign greeting company in the U.S. Their team prides itself on delivering customizable experience through high-quality products and unbeatable customer service. Sign Gypsies works with you to create a custom yard greeting that is as special as your guest of honor. In fact, they do all the work for you, including setup and retrieving your installation. Sign Gypsies will help you celebrate birthdays, birth announcements, gender reveals, welcome homes, graduations, engagements, over the hill, prom, homecoming, first day of school, making the team, sports, congratulations, open house, festivals, school events, and community events. To book a greeting, simply fill out the order form at signgypsies.com or feel free to call local franchisee Lauren Dunham 270-681-0493 with questions. Thank you. Okay, Suits Us Farm, contact Tyler and Megan Whitaker. Are you guys here? Right over here. Located on West Highway 80, Suits Us Farm is Somerset's newest event venue with rolling hills, pastoral views, romantic lighting, and outdoor dancing under the stars. Suits Us Farms has something for everyone. Come see what everyone is talking about. For a tour of the property, please contact Tyler and Megan Whitaker, 606-305-7587. Thank you. And the last but not least, Wildlife Matters Rehabilitation Haven. Contact Carol Moore. Carol, okay. Hi, Carol, thank you. Located in Nancy, Kentucky, Wildlife Matters Rehabilitation Haven is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the mission of rescue, rehabilitation, and release of orphaned and injured mammals, reptiles and amphibians, and aquatics so that they can be released back into their natural habitats in the wild. The wildlife in our area is being noticeably pushed into areas of vast human population due to necessary development for mankind. Wildlife Matters Rehabilitation Haven simply steps in to be the buffer between them and us. When an injury occurs due to unnatural interference in the lives of local wildlife, Wildlife Matters does the groundwork in getting them care they need and simple treatments, vaccines, and even vet visits. Their motto is, "No life or donation is ever too small." For more info, contact Carol at 606-687-0027. Thank you, and welcome all new members.
Thank you, Tiffany. At this time, if you're a chamber ambassador, if you would please stand. Let's give all these people a big hand. Those awards that Bobby and Rakai and Bill put a lot of work into, also these ambassadors, they sure help that process a whole lot. So thank you all for that. At this time, every month we recognize the Ambassador of the Month. And this month from Flashback Theater is Kiefer Adkins. Here he is. Yeah. There he is. Congratulations, and thank you for all you're doing. I don't have a bio for this next speaker, and I've been told, you know, we got to keep this moving along. But every time I listen to this gentleman, I get sort of excited about living in Somerset and Pulaski County. And I don't think he needs a whole lot of an introduction. I think everybody here knows him. Chris Girdler, if you would, you're speaking for today's corporate sponsor, City of Somerset, Pulaski County Government, and SPEDA. Chris is like, am I speaking? Come on up, Chris. You didn't know you were speaking. Bobby told me you were speaking. Give him a hand.
Thank you, Matt. I thought you were getting ready to introduce the judge or the mayor there. Good to see everybody. I definitely will keep this very short and sweet. I don't have anything prepared to say, which I know is very welcome news for many in the crowd here today. Just let me say how honored we are as an organization, as SPEDA, to do what we do. We want to take economic development to a whole nother level that this community nor this region has ever seen, and we believe we have done just that over the past 2 years. But Bobby, thank you, your team, for all that you all do at the Chamber of Commerce. Folks, a strong Chamber of Commerce is representative of a strong community, and I can't tell you what a great Chamber of Commerce that we have here in Somerset-Pulaski County, leading the way throughout the entire Lake Cumberland region. It's an honor to sponsor today's luncheon, and we're very much looking forward to hearing from Judge Kelley and Mayor Keck. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, that was the shortest speech I've ever heard from Senator Girdler. Appreciate you. At this time, we have a couple great speakers today, and we're going to go ahead and introduce the first. First is Steve Kelley. Steve Kelley has served as Pulaski County Judge since 2015, and also has served 2 terms as Somerset City Councilor. In 1987, graduate of Somerset High School, Kelley earned a bachelor's degree in economics from Western Kentucky University and a master's degree in business from the University of South Carolina. In addition to, he is a candidate for a master's degree in church ministry from Baptist Bible College Theological Seminary in Springfield, Missouri. If you would, please give your judge, Steve Kelley, a big hand.
All right, well, I'm going to try to be brief too, but I've got to get one message across. I want to get it across well. I've lived in Pulaski County for almost 52 years, and right now, Pulaski County is the best it's ever been. So thank you, and God bless. All right, not so brief then, I don't guess. Well, thank you for having this today and allowing us to be here. Thank you, Pulaski County, for letting me stand before you and actually tell you the condition of the county. It's my honor to do that. Thank you for putting your trust in me to lead the county. That's so humbling to be able to do that. And thank you for letting me give back to the county that I love a little bit of myself to try to make it a better place for all of us. I appreciate it. What you're seeing in Pulaski County today, it's an explosion of economic activity. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago I sat up here and I shook a Coke bottle up and I said, you know, you feel that excitement, it's getting ready to explode, you know, we're on the cusp of that. Well, I was going to tell you, you're seeing an explosion of hotbed of economic activity right here in Pulaski County. And it's what you're seeing, it's unprecedented here in our region, here in Pulaski County. It's exciting to watch it. I didn't get time to eat, by the way, but it's kind of rushed. What you're seeing here, though, is it didn't happen overnight. For several years, we've been harnessing all the energy and excitement and the hard work of our county government, our city government, our state governments. We've been putting that all together to try to make this a better place. We've been harnessing all the ideas and the activities of the chamber and our community leaders, trying to make things a better place. We've been harnessing all the innovation and the vision of our colleges and our schools and our industries, trying to make this a better place. So what you're seeing is basically, right now we're eating the fruit of collaboration. And it's good. It's good, and it's going to get better. I'm just going to tell you. So, all right, now I'm done with that. You know, in a good driver of the success that we're seeing right now, in 2015, when I first got started, I cast a vision for this community, a vision of economic development that was going to take a tired, stagnant approach to economic development. I wanted to do a bold and innovative new idea that would be a holistic approach to economic development. So we kicked the idea out of SPEDA, which would be the Somerset-Pulaski Economic Development Authority. And it grabbed a little at first, and we just explored it some more and talked about it at length and talked with many community leaders about it. And as it started to get momentum, we started to see it actually becoming a reality. And then when Mayor Keck was elected in 2018, he embraced the vision as well, and he and I and the Somerset City Council and the Pulaski County Fiscal Court, we launched SPEDA. And I'm going to tell you folks, that has made a huge difference here in Pulaski County. You've got at your table a copy of this little pamphlet, Building Community. This is the inaugural impact report from SPEDA. And what SPEDA is, it's a powerful tool that really unlocks the potential of all of us, and it harnesses all the potential that we've got as individuals, and it creates a synergy countywide that just it's an unstoppable machine, and people all around us are looking at us and saying, how are you doing what you're doing? Well, they don't know about this fruit of collaboration yet. They've not figured that out, but we've got it. Anyway, look at that pamphlet when you get time. I'm going to just share a few highlights of what SPEDA has done in the last 2 years. And I don't want to spoil all the surprises. They're in there. And there's a whole lot more probably that's not in there. But anyway, first thing, when I came in office in 2015, we missed an opportunity to get an auto parts manufacturer because we didn't have enough property at our industrial park to give to them. So I started right then and there. I said, we have got to get a new industrial park. So we started trying to identify a property. We found one. And then when SPEDA came along, we were able to partner with SPEDA and the city of Somerset to open up a 142-acre industrial park out in the Shopville area off of Barnesburg Road and Highway 80. If you look close as you're going through there, you'll see them doing construction on that today. And we've already got one tenant locked into that, and we've got a couple others looking at it. It's going to be exciting to watch that unfold over the next couple of years. It's just, I'm proud of us for getting that done. Another thing we've had a part in together is the Highway 461 and 80 interchange. How can you miss that if you've been out that direction? That's a $56 million project, huge collaboration between federal and state and local leaders and business leaders. And we were able to get a $25 million build grant to get this accomplished. And SPEDA had a part in that because they are actually the ones responsible for for carrying the bond that allowed that grant to be issued to us. So what a great example of collaboration, and it's going to be a huge thing for Pulaski County. It's going to make it safer, going to make it easier to access Pulaski County for tourism and business and whatever else brings you here. It's going to allow our industrial park to be decongested. There's going to be a bridge over 461 out of the industrial park. Therefore, you don't have to stop and look both ways to get onto 461 traffic. You can just go over the bridge and ramp back onto 461. It's going to make it an amazing difference for traffic in that area. Another thing we've done, they've helped facilitate the relocation and expansion of Team Modern, a $25 million endeavor that's given them a state-of-the-art facility and allow them to create up to 40 new jobs. Another thing they've done, they've started the ball rolling to get the Cumberland Parkway renamed into I-65 Spur. And people say, well, why does that matter? Well, I'm going to tell you it matters a great deal because whenever a site selector is looking at an area for an industry to relocate, they always start with proximity to the interstate. If you're not within 10 miles of an interstate, you don't even make the short list or the long list, much less get down to a short list. And we've never been able to qualify for 95% of projects because we're not within 10 miles of an interstate. We get this distinction, and all of a sudden, interstate spur runs right through Somerset, Kentucky, and we're going to make a lot of short lists, and we're going to see a lot of industry recruited here. So it's going to make a big difference whenever we get that done. SPEDA has partnered with the Pulaski Fiscal Court, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the Boy Scouts of America to create the Buck Creek Blue Water Trail, which is a series of put-ins and takeouts all along the Buck Creek River that allows canoers and kayakers to have easy access. We've got great signage and maps put out, and also we've graveled the areas where people can take their canoes and kayaks in and out. So it's been a great project for adventure tourism here for Pulaski County. SPEDA has also announced a lot of new industrial ventures to our area, including Hollander Manufacturing, Connor Logistics, the National Guard Readiness Center, Black Belt Help Call Center, and the much anticipated, soon to be announced thing we kind of all know a little bit about, but we're not allowed to say anything about, the 200 job, $60 million investment out east. Any day now, folks, you're going to hear that announcement. So we're excited about all this. You know, we've done here locally, we've been giving out a mini grant series where we give out $2,500 grants to entrepreneurs and small businesses here to help them grow. And if you know that 70% of all jobs come from small business, we've got to make that investment into our own people to get growth. So another great thing they're doing. There's so many other accomplishments that SPEDA is part of. It's making this area great, but like I said, if you'll look in that pamphlet there, you can learn for yourself, and you can help us, if you would, to tell our story to the world, because it's a good one, and we want people to know about it. So let me, allow me for a second, just take a few moments to brag on our county departments. You know, it's the lifeblood of what we do here in Pulaski County and what makes us great. And I'll just try not to miss any of them. But our finance department, I'll start with them. If you're going to administer a $39 million budget, it takes a lot of dedicated and knowledgeable staff working tirelessly behind the scenes to do that. And we're led by our treasurer, Joan Isaacs, who runs a very tight ship back there. We're doing a whole lot with less. For instance, when we first got there, we consolidated our occupational tax office into our finance department. And when our tax administrator retired, we were able to absorb that entire salary and all the perks and the retirement that goes with it, and eliminate that salary so we can do more with your tax dollars. So we're doing very efficient work back there in our finance department, and I want to thank all those for caring and doing their best. Our road department, you know, we've got more road miles than any county in the state of Kentucky, and they are out there working, taking care of these roads in amazing ways. Now, granted, we have the biggest part of our blacktop money comes from Kentucky state gas taxes. And we never have enough to blacktop all of our roads, but our guys get out there and they make up the slack with their ingenuity, their hard work, their determination, and their desire to make a difference here in Pulaski County. When we first took over office, the equipment we had was horrendous. Our trucks were in the shop half the time. They were broken down, rusty. The equipment didn't work. Backhoes were sitting around like a graveyard, a backhoe graveyard. So we decided right then and there, you know, if we're going to be a county moving forward, we're going to look like we're going into business, not going out of business. So we made the investments to get the right equipment for our employees, and that's made a huge difference in morale. It's made a huge difference in efficiency. Our maintenance costs have gone down. You're seeing performance levels up, and it's just all around. Our road department is an area of pride, and so glad that we have a crew that's dedicated the way they are. Our 911 call center, it's a leader around the state. We've got a great facility now, but we're actually getting ready to relocate into the Hal Rogers fire training campus, and we're going to have a new CAD system that's going to allow them to better serve our public and help our citizens in time of need. But I want to thank, you know, Aaron Ross does a great job keeping that operation going, and we've got some hard workers that do a very stressful job. So if you ever see a 911 call center operator, be sure to thank them, because it's definitely it's a thankless job, and they do a great job at it. Our animal shelter, from the time I took over our animal shelter, it was it appalled me, and they told me it was better, and I was like, how could it be better? I mean, it's terrible, but we've turned that around. We've given them a good, clean, remodeled facility. We've added space to the animal shelter. We've put in a new cat room. We've got a staff there that's caring and professional, and they really look for ways to make a difference. And hopefully this coming year or next year, we're going to be able to even give them more, give them a new facility, a bigger facility, so that we can better accommodate the needs of our county. We already talked about Danny Maston at Solid Waste and Recycling. I'll brag on him again. he's a leader in the state in recycling, and regularly people want to come to Pulaski County to see our recycling center so they can see what's being done right and how they can improve their recycling center. So that says everything you need to say right there. But this year, we just opened up our solid waste composting plant, and that's going to be huge because we're going to be able to take any green waste, whether it be tree limbs, grass clippings, storm debris, anything of that nature. We'll bring it into our facility, compost it, and we'll be able to give that back to the public for agricultural uses or for residential uses for compost. It's going to save just millions of cubic feet of space going into these landfills, and we're going to be able to lead the way in that here in the state soon. So thanks, Danny, for all you do. Our emergency management department, you know, that's 2020 was a nightmare for emergency management. Our emergency operations center. And we got that open just in time for COVID-19 to hit. And what that allowed us to do, it allowed us to be a communications hub for all of our emergency first responders. And we're very fortunate because it could have been just a catastrophic time. But because of our efforts and coordinated efforts and the ability to communicate very well seamlessly and to have cooperation among all levels of first responders and medical personnel and our schools and other key community partners, we made it through the COVID-19 storm ahead of many of the others around this area. So that was a great thing to have. Just another example of Pulaski County being a good version of itself. Pulaski Detention Center, Jalen McCullum, I saw you here today. Isn't it nice to see all the orange uniforms out here taking care and cleaning up our highways and mowing our cemeteries and unsightly areas? I want to thank you for making that happen for us because it definitely makes a difference in our community. I know the clerk's office is here today. We've got two new locations, or one new location operational at the old BB&T bank down beside the courthouse. It's a drive-through area for the Division of Motor Vehicles, and we're getting ready to open up a second branch over at the First and Farmers in front of Planet Fitness that's going to allow people to have 3 drive-throughs, just a more convenient way for you, the taxpayer, to do your business with the county clerk's office. So you all do a great job over there, Sam. And I don't see Linda here today, so I'm going to give you the credit. Finally, let me brag about our parks, and I'll get out of here. I know I'm running behind already. Our parks department, all of our community parks have been improved. Every single community park. We've got new shelters at Firebrook and at Woodstock Community Center. We've got new walking trails at all of our parks. We've got work that we've done on our gymnasiums at White Lily and at Shopville Park. We've improved signage. We've fixed the water at White Lily. They didn't have adequate water when we first got there. Everything's been improved so that you can have pride back in your community. Families can now go back to these places and enjoy time together and do it with pride. So we're excited about that. Now, what else do I need to say about Pulaski County Park? It's the crown jewel of Lake Cumberland, and we took it in 6 years. We took it from a desolate, rundown, neglected park into now a place that's bustling with energy, and it's a family recreational mecca. People come from all over, locals and around the state, just to be a part of this wonderful campground that we've got down there. We've got hiking and biking trails, fishing, swimming. We got the beach, the only public beach I know of on Lake Cumberland. We've got disc golf, shelters, so much more available at Pulaski County Park. And I just want to thank the staff and the maintenance that has poured their heart and souls out into that to make that a reality, because it's truly it's a place that we can be proud of once again. Lastly, I'll just talk about my personal staff, my deputy judge, my executive secretary, Ross Quarters, my finance officer, Johnny Kane, my administrative assistant. They show up every day with me just to help get things done. And without them, you know, I can't do anything by myself. But when I've got a team around me that can pick up the slack and help me go, we can get a lot accomplished. So I want to thank my staff for all they do for me. Three future goals real quick. I'll give you, Bobby wanted to know what we're looking at in the future. We've talked for a few years about an ag expo center. I want to see that get done. We're getting close. It's going to be a place where we can have agriculture shows and livestock shows, also concerts. We can have tractor truck events. We can have archery events. Place like that, it's going to hold about 3,000 people, and it's going to be a covered area, hopefully with some camping attached to it. So it's close to getting done, and I can't wait to make the announcement. Mayor and I talked a while back about maybe doing a sports center again, trying to revisit that. So I think seeing our kids leave every weekend to go to do competitions in other states, indoor sports, basketball, volleyball, soccer, gymnastics, karate, whatever you do indoors, we want to provide a facility. I'd like to provide a facility, if the mayor will join with me, that will allow our children to be able to stay here and have these competitions and compete. And just as far as sports tourism goes, it would be a huge boon to our economy to have these people coming to Somerset, Kentucky every weekend instead of going to Nashville, Tennessee, or Bowling Green, Kentucky, or wherever they're going. So that's one of my goals here in the next few years. Biggest challenge we face right now is in our workforce. Our government is paying our able-bodied people not to work. It's a travesty, in my opinion. It's ruining our country. It's ruining small business, and we've got to find a way of getting our workforce back to work and get off the couch. And we've got to make our government quit paying them to stay on the couch. We're going to find a way to overcome this challenge. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I've talked to Chris, I've talked to the mayor. We're going to find a way to overcome this challenge, and we're going to get our workforce back to work, because we've got so many jobs, so many opportunities that are here today, and we've got so many more coming. We've got to solve this problem, and we're going to do that together. One last thing. See this brick? You can take 1,000 of these bricks and you can build a brick wall 4 feet wide, 6 feet high. You know what? A freight train will run right through it, just blow right through it. Or you can take one brick and you can lay it down on the track in front of a train that's not moving, and you can keep that train from moving. What's the difference? It's momentum. Momentum is the difference. And folks, we've got momentum. We've got some great, bold ideas in the city and the county. We've got a great county to live in, the greatest county in Kentucky. We've got a promising future full of opportunities. We've got momentum. Let's don't change anything that's going to take away our momentum. Let's keep pressing forward as we're reaching for the stars until we can be the best version that Pulaski County can be of itself. I vow to try to continue to take you there. If you'll join with me, if you'll help me keep our momentum going, we can do it together. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Judge. Every year I look forward to seeing the props. So it's very interesting. So thank you. Keep up the good work. At this time, we want to introduce our next speaker. Alan Keck was elected mayor of the city of Somerset in 2018. Is currently serving his first term. Since taking office, Keck has transformed the culture in City Hall and has provided record investment in the city's EMS, fire, and police departments. Also underway is implementing of his vision of revitalizing Somerset's historic downtown. As a lifelong resident of Somerset, Keck has been greatly involved in local businesses and civic activities. Prior to being elected mayor, Keck served as the president of Somerset Recycling. In addition, he is the founder and principal agent of Keck Sports Management, a professional baseball agency that represents professional athletes. Keck is a 2003 graduate of Somerset High School and a 2007 graduate of Western Kentucky University. He earned his Master's of Business Administration in 2014 from the University of the Cumberlands. Alan is married to his wife of 9 years, Tiffany, and they have 3 daughters, Olivia, Oakley, and Olson. If you would, please give your mayor, Alan Keck, a big hand.
Get yelled at later. That bio's a little outdated. My lovely wife Tiffany of 11 years, so I apologize. Oh, it's an exciting time. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all today. I recognize that the program's going long. I want to do all I can to get through my remarks, but I want to share some with you. But first, I'd like to thank Bobby and his team at the Chamber. This doesn't happen by accident. I don't know if there's 150 or 170 folks here today. The Chamber was the first in Kentucky to come back in person. I think they needed commended for that. And your tireless work over the last decade or so is a reason that some of the momentum that's been discussed was allowed to take place. I'd also like to give a heartfelt thank you to Chris and the SPEDA board. We've got several of our board here today. The work that SPEDA has done, we've known Chris for so long that everybody sort of shrugs their shoulders and said, well, yeah, he's perfect for this job. It's the right fit. We might take that work for granted. It's been nothing short of incredible what that group has been able to accomplish in 2 short years. I love quoting President Reagan. I'll do it again later. But he said the greatest social welfare program in the world is a job. Well, those folks are giving people a lot of jobs. They're focusing on existing business, allowing companies like Team Modern and others to expand right here at home. And we're also innovating in ways to ensure that workforce development education is a part of that holistic approach. So, Chris, I'm grateful for you and Jessica and the team, and also for those that volunteer on the board. I appreciate each of you. Now, quickly, I'd like to give a public shout out to my friend Colby Hall and Tal Jones. They're here with us today from the SOAR organization. Colby's their new executive director and a proud Somersetian. And actually, Tal was probably the first from SOAR to truly integrate Somerset into that organization. And I appreciate both of you and your efforts for all of Eastern Kentucky and certainly your friendship. Also, we've got several from our city council here today. Robin and Patrick, I saw y'all coming in. I appreciate each of you and your service to the city. Everything that I'm going to share today about the city, they have partnered on, and we work well together. We'll disagree respectfully occasionally, but we're working on the same team, and a huge reason for our success is because of them, so I appreciate each of you. And then finally, and last but certainly not least, I've got several from my family here today. Tiffany took her lunch break to come to listen to me yak, so I apologize for that. And then my daughter Olivia decided she wanted to hear Daddy, and so I'm glad to have them. Really meaningful for me to have them in attendance. Of course, my big brother and his fiancee Brooke here as well. I'll touch on my city staff in just a little bit. It's been said that whatever good things we build end up building us, and there's no truer statement for what's happening in our community, and it's certainly been true for me. When I took office, as the judge mentioned, it had been some time since opportunity had knocked on Somerset's door. We needed that opportunity. We needed to make our city relevant again. We needed to make it more vibrant and energetic, to celebrate its past, but to find a way to recreate its future so that more people, like I saw, would see Somerset for the gem that it is and want to experience it. So we did the best thing we knew we could do. We built a new door, and we invited opportunity to come in. Room by room, we began rebuilding a Somerset for all generations, creating opportunity for business, industry, residents and visitors through historic investment in our public safety, infrastructure, downtown revitalization, and entertainment. If you've ever built a house, hopefully you stayed married through it, or any other structure, you know that it rarely goes off without a hitch. But the challenges you face end up becoming a part of that building's character, its story. What you build ends up building you. And I have learned some important lessons along the way, but nothing that's ever made me want to lose hope or give up. In fact, because of some of the successes we've seen, I only am more encouraged. For years, we've listened. We've listened to residents dream about what their Somerset could be, a downtown that once was thought to be dead, filled with dining, shopping, and a community market. A city that's more walkable, healthier, and enhanced by outdoor art. A home, as you've heard, for jobs of the future. And perhaps even, despite of what everybody thought possible, a destination, a stop on the famed Kentucky Bourbon Trail. I was resolved, and I am today resolved to make those dreams a reality. But it's also essential that we give you, our residents, even more reasons to take pride in who we are and get excited about what's happening in our community. We need you to be our best ambassadors, because if you're not excited about Somerset and Pulaski County, how will anyone else? That was the genesis of the See My Set hashtag, telling your story through the lens of what you love about this place. Now, that will look different for each of you. It might mean Lake Cumberland and all that it has to offer. It might mean a certain manufacturing sector that you've taken great pride in. It might mean a historic downtown that's filled with cars the fourth weekend, 7 or 8 months a year. It might mean Fountain Square. It could mean agriculture. And maybe someday, again, bourbon. Whatever that destination is, whatever that thing that gets you excited is, we want you to tell that story. But equally essential, we want to ensure that this is a place for everyone to succeed and thrive, not just a few. That we foster an environment where everyone feels welcome, safe, and has the ability to prosper. In many ways, we're trying to build your dream house. We've done so with a shared vision, and that's how so much real progress has been made in Somerset in such a short period of time. Whether building from scratch or renovating, when you build anything, you have to have a strong foundation. And boy, we're sure lucky to have a strong foundation in this community. Our foundation is our people. It's you all. With every decision we make, we ask ourselves, how will it improve and enrich your lives? Because at the end of the day, that's the ultimate test in building a community that will last. The foundation of my personal work is the people around me. Every builder must have a great team, and I'm incredibly proud of the team that we have. Their hard work in years past often went underappreciated and unnoticed, but now we've worked to build them up, to empower them, and doing so has absolutely been my pleasure. We've created an environment where everyone is treated with respect, where open and honest communication is encouraged, and where trust is built daily. Employees now have more freedom to lead and to make decisions. We've also, as you previously heard, provided record investment in our people, including our first responders. We've done so improving salaries, benefits, equipment, and facilities, providing a safe community, while also supporting the men and women who put their lives on the line every day for us. It's absolutely been my greatest priority and honor to do so. The City of Somerset's foundation is also built upon radical transparency, and that's an area where I make a commitment to always strive for continuous improvement. We just completed one of the most robust and open budget processes in the history of the city. With 4 public workshops in May, near perfect attendance from our city council, we openly discussed line by line how we can build a better Somerset for generations to come, and do so in a fiscally responsible way. I fully expect that budget to pass, allowing us to continue the great work that we've enjoyed over the last 2 years. I'd also like to make mention that in spite of COVID, the City of Somerset achieved record revenue in back-to-back years because of the investment and the work that's been done by SPEDA, because of the collaboration that the judge mentioned. And I'd like to say thank you for that collaboration and that communication. In such, the city and the city council passed multiple interlocal agreements just last week that would allow that historic level of cooperation to continue, ensuring that continuity of services and investment for the next 5 years can perpetuate. And I hope the judge and the fiscal court will support that. A strong foundation, as you know, is aided by stable infrastructure, an area that we've seen some of our greatest challenges, but also our greatest improvements. Our city has experienced record rainfall during my administration, and our stormwater system had been neglected for decades. While we've worked to address imminent problems in hard-hit areas, we had to take a step back, look at our stormwater system with a holistic approach. Mapping out our entire watershed, we've also created a comprehensive plan for the area. We're going to be hiring a watershed coordinator, and eventually a planning committee will be formed to increase public involvement. This allows us to build infrastructure not just for today, but for the future. As we've built this dream house, we've added walls where they made sense, and we've torn them down where they didn't, maximizing our potential for growth at every turn. By tearing down walls, we've forged stronger regional partnerships with cities like London and Corbin, now with the potential to bring commercial air service to Somerset. We've made progress in a historic area of our downtown, the Old Town Springs and Cundice Square. And we've not only honored history, but we're committed to making history by renovating our beloved Virginia Theater. The Virginia project represents so much more than simply renovating an ailing building. We will take great care of Untitled Chapter in the Virginia's past brings me to the walls that I refuse to build, but unfortunately I still see forming around us. Walls that have invisibly pitted one another against each other due to race, gender, and now more than ever in our country, political affiliation. Yes, we've worked diligently as a nation to tear down those walls, and we've come so far as a republic to ensure that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but our tolerance for our differences has only seemed to grow. This intolerance has led to exceptionally divisive times. But in Somerset, I'm proud. I'm proud that we're standing strong, unwilling to allow those bricks of division separate us, and for that, I'm really, really grateful. To go back to a time when others protested in the streets, we joined hands. Many of us sang, and many of us prayed. When the rest of the country decided that they'd only see red or blue, we did our very best to continue to see each other. We've got to keep that spirit alive. We can accomplish so much more when we'll talk to one another instead of about one another. To have those real, honest, raw conversations and do so face to face. That's where real change can happen. Talking to each other, if you've ever had a great communicator, you'll understand, starts by listening. Listening to understand, not just respond. By actually caring about what the person on the other side of the table has to say, even when you disagree. By knowing that they cared enough to look you in the eye and listen to what you have to say. Our problems are never going to be solved with a Facebook post or a Twitter thread, and they're absolutely never going to be solved when those comments start with hatred or vitriol. I'd like to issue a challenge today that we start to have those real conversations, to display grace, mercy, and respect for one another. Because no matter what amount of success that we have rebuilding this great community, making it a place for everyone, it's not going to be worth it if we don't see beyond the labels, the color of our skin, the people we choose to love, the party we choose to affiliate with, or the faith that we choose to practice. You see, I refuse to allow those, the few that are laying bricks on either side to divide all of us. We have the ability to think differently, to believe differently, to make different choices, to have a different vision for the future. I'll continue to lead boldly towards that vision, and we can do so still loving and respecting each other. I'll never stop believing that. I'm grateful to have the sworn obligation and the sworn duty, opportunity, and quite frankly, the sworn privilege to get to lead and to serve this community. I'll continue to lead in that manner. Many of you may remember a time not so long ago that a very literal wall, physically and ideologically, divided East and West Berlin in Germany. It was 1987 when President Reagan stood before that Brandenburg Gate, and he issued a challenge to then Soviet leader Gorbachev. He said that if he sought peace and prosperity in Eastern Europe, that he must tear down that wall. Well, my challenge to you all today is much the same, that if we actually seek unity, if we seek prosperity for our community, our commonwealth, and our country, if we want to get to continue this greatest social experiment the world has ever seen, then we too have to tear down a wall. Or in Somerset's case, I'd like to say refuse to build it. The good things we build end up building us. Let's be a part of the solution by building the right things in Somerset. Thank you.
As I said earlier, isn't it a great time to live in Somerset and Pulaski County? Thank both of you gentlemen for your leadership and what you're doing for our county and our city. At this time, we've got a lot of giveaways, so Bobby, you got some. All right, if you've got these tickets, please have those out. Last four numbers, 7513, and it's for M&W Printing. 20% off M&W Printing. If you would, just raise your hand and we'll bring that right back to you. Blue ticket 7513. Did you find it? All right. Next up, is $20 off RB dry cleaning. And the last four numbers are 7504. 7504. Anybody? 7504. All right, moving on. 7537. 7537 is the last four numbers. Right over here. All right. This is for Buffalo Wings and Rings, $25 gift certificate. 7454. 7454. Anybody? All right. Way in the back. Way in the back. Thank you. Next ticket, same gift, Buffalo Wings and Rings, $25 gift card, 7631. 7631. Right here in the front row. All right. This is donated by Speeda. It's a date night package, $50 gift card to Charred Oak, and a $25 gift card to Somerset Cinemas. 7587. 7587. Right here in the front. All right. We have got free Blizzard for a year. This is always a crowd favorite. 7538. 7538. All right. We got somebody happy back here. This is one box of cookies from Chick-fil-A. 7547. Where we at? Megan? All right. All right. Next up is another box of cookies. 7620. 7620. Okay. Everybody must be on a diet. Next number is 7627. 7627, right here in the middle. Mr. Parker. Hardee's gift certificate, $20. 7629. 7629. 7629. All right. Next up, 7560. 7560. Not that many people left. Way in the back. Okay. All right. If I gave out both Hardee's, we got one more Hardee's left. 7639. 7639. Right back here. All right. Last one. This is 2 VIP tickets to the Master Musicians Festival. Yeah, these are not just any tickets. These are VIP tickets. Tiffany let me know that record-setting year. So that's incredible. That's July the 16th and 17th. So 7636. 7636. Donate it back? Oh, he's already got tickets. Okay. All right. We'll happily do that. Thank you, Trey. All right. 7601. 7601. All right. Right here in the front. All right. Next up, the next thing we're going to talk about, and then we'll get you out of here, July the 6th. Go ahead and mark your calendar for noon. Daniel Cameron will be here giving a speech. He's our Attorney General. We're excited to have him. At this time, I've not gave him any fair warning either, Chris, but Chief Hunt, thank you for your service. If you would, please close us out in the Pledge of Allegiance, sir. Thank you all.